Hi, welcome back. This time we're going to show you another finished product. We've got a large room in the center of our flat that we call the gather room. We're going to show you start to finish on that. And as a bonus, we're going to be showing you part one of our trip to the Netherlands. Right now, I'm going to go upstairs and see what Jim's doing. He's promised me we're going to have our new front door any day now. Enjoy!
Welcome to Tripping Over 60.
We're Jim and Linda Ryan, a couple of baby boomers who've caught the travel bug.
Come with us on our adventure
As we move to Wilkau-hasslau, Germany, to begin a new life and a new dream.
Rittergut can be translated as knight's rest, but it basically means land or property given to a loyal subject for services rendered. There are actually lots of Ritterguts throughout Germany. Some are beautiful and still lived in, while others are more of a ruin today. And some are even owned by American expats. The first owner of record for our Rittergut is in 1251, Heinrichus de Utenhofen, and it remained in the Utenhofen family until 1577. From 1577 to 1899, there were 24 recorded owners. And in 1899, Ernst Gustav Alfred Dautzenberg purchased the property, and it remained in the Dautzenberg family until 1946, when the property was commandeered by the East German Communist government, and it stayed that way until 1989, when Germany was reunified. In 1990, the Dautzenberg heirs deeded the property to the city of Wilkau-hasslau, where it remained until 2011, when Jim and Linda Ryan purchased Rittergut.
Rittergut is a structure that's seen a lot of changes in its lifetime. Originally, the front door was located in a completely different spot, here near the door that we use. The blueprints from 1900 show how the old entrance worked. You came in, you went up a series of stairs, and were in a very large area that included a big sweeping staircase upstairs. This, however, has been gone for years. In the blueprint from 1960, it shows that all of these changes had been made and the apartments had been cut in, creating lots of interior walls. Our task in 2013 was to eliminate these central walls and open up this great area into what we call our gathering room. We thought it might be easier to understand when we first moved here to go ahead and take a quick walk through. So here I am a year ago, down the hallway. I have the radio on. We go this way. This little windowless room, we're actually going to knock these walls out. When they did the apartment thing, they seemed to think that windowless rooms were just fine. Here we go. Being careful not to trip over all the wire. We're back out into that central hall, which has now made a turn. Here is the back of one of the larger heaters in here, where you load either pellets or firewood or whatever. This wall and coming around the corner, this wall are those two walls that create that windowless room. They're going to be gone. So this whole area will open up and it will all have the benefit of these parquet floors. We might be juggling more doorways, I don't know. I'm just walking back out into the hall. Yeah, this big dark area is just not good. So we're going to fix that. Down the hall we go. Of course, just being able to have lights and turn them on will make a world of difference. So here we are in this small area. But today, while we were taking down wallpaper, the house told us another thing, and we thought was kind of fun. So here we are, and we have found that we have wooden beams that have been added. That's paint on there, that's not rot. The beams that we had discovered in the ceiling, in fact, turned out to be plaster. Beginning the demolition of these two walls began, of course, by taking down doors and finding ancient timbers that were used as supports. The scaffolding we brought with us from the U.S. has turned out to be indispensable. Tom, always game for anything, got to bring out his very favorite tool and help Jim take the plaster off of all of the brickwork that constituted these two walls that were being taken down. When the walls came down, all that was left to repair were the gouges where the walls had actually fit in and bisected each other. Jim tried his hand at replacing some of the missing plaster. Turned out he was pretty good at it. He adhered it to the ceiling, and it's sticking up there right now. Jim carefully installed this chandelier that we had brought with us from the United States, and we think it looks great.
We arrived in Amsterdam, we stayed in Haarlem, and then we traveled up to Alkmaar. Hello again, we've just arrived at Schiphol Airport. The sun is in my eyes, so I'm squinting a little. This is a very large, very modern airport, so join us as we explore the country, and we'll show you the sights as we see them.
But we're going to grab a big number 300 red bus and head off to Haarlem. So let's take a quick look around. Next stop, Haarlem.
Good morning. This is one of the many canals in the city of Haarlem, about 20 minutes from Amsterdam. And we're going to stay here for 2 nights, use this as a hub, and travel to other areas throughout the day. As you can see, it's just beautiful with the sun coming up. Take a look. This is Holland. You would love it.
Walking down the narrow streets here in Haarlem, everything just looks so, I don't know, so Dutch.
In the middle of the square and across the street from our hotel is the cathedral. Many years ago, when Napoleon was waging war in Europe and had his forces here, he used the cathedral as a stable for his horses. I guess he just wanted to show everybody who was in charge. This is the lobby of our hotel. There's beautiful Dutch antiques here. I just wish I could afford to have a few of them sent back to Rittergut.
Think they'll fit inside our suitcase?
No, but they'd fit inside the house.
Cheese shops, everywhere cheese shops. Our daughter Megan would love this place. One of our adventures is never complete without a great meal outdoors, and this was no exception. Pasta, wine, people walking by. Ah, this is very Dutch. Here again, the canals are ever so lovely. Uh-oh, time to catch the train.
Well, we spent the morning in Haarlem, and it's early afternoon, and we are now in Amsterdam at the train station. This is
Central Station.
The Central Station. This is massive.
Yes, indeed. We've been told that we need to wait for tram number 5, which currently is sitting right down there. And we will get on it, go 8 stops, and we will get off at the Rijksmuseum, where we are planning on spending a couple of hours. So, the adventure begins. Hi, it's about 6 o'clock. Wednesday evening. We've just had a wonderful all-you-can-eat ribs dinner. Tasty, tasty. We're walking back to the train station to go back to Haarlem, and we thought we'd just catch a little footage here of one of the canal boats as it's coming chugging along. We've taken these previously. They're sort of interesting, but it's also kind of once you've done it, you've done it. And now they've become really quite expensive, so. Took the train to Alkmaar, which is a little north of Amsterdam. Has a beautiful old city hall that includes the cheese museum. Found a wonderful room here. Again, more great canals. Had the cheese vendors out early in the morning before it was time for the actual cheese market to begin.
One of the things we wanted to see at the Alkmaar was the cheese market in the central square, where the cheese is brought in, sold, and sent all over Europe. Each wheel weighs about 40 pounds.
There was a big crowd. It turned out that this was the last cheese market for the season, so we were pretty fortunate to catch that. Very colorful. One of the things I thought was the most fun were the way that they carry these giant cheese wheels around, and they sometimes even let the tourists help them out.
And right next to the square is the Museum of Cheese Making that goes back several hundred years, all of the different presses and the history of cheese making. It was a very delightful day. Remember these from our trip to Delft?
I remember those.
We hope you enjoyed seeing part 1 of our trip to the Netherlands.
And also the final completion of our new gather room. Won't you join us next time?
I'm Jim.
I'm Linda.
And we're tripping over 60. Hey, would you like some cheese?
Thank you.